Ito pa rin ang Frontliners. Kasama pa rin natin si Ambassador Manuel Lopez. Mr. Ambassador, puntahan naman po natin ang pag-uugnayan ng ating bansa sa bansang Hapon. Maliban sa Estados Unidos, binanggit nga po ninyo kanina na ang bansang Hapon, one of our biggest trading partners if we look at it on a per-country basis. Sa ngayon po, magkano po ang investment ng bansang Hapon dito sa Pilipinas?
I cannot give you an exact figure, Erin, but all I know is that every year the figure keeps going up kung magkano ang mga ini-invest ng mga negosyanteng Hapon sa bansa natin. They are the number one investors now in the country, and they have also put up a lot of their factories sa ating Calabar zone, taking advantage of the incentives na binibigay ng bansa natin. And they are providing lots of employment opportunities para sa mga kababayan natin. We're very pleased with the relationship with the Japanese business community, and I think this will continue to grow over the years.
Mr. Ambassador, kayo po ay naging ambassador dyan sa Japan nung na-implement na yung Japanese-Philippine Economic Partnership Agreement. Would you say that the JPEPA played a significant role in ramping up investments and trade opportunities between the two countries?
Most definitely, Erin. Like take for example our fruit exports. More than 90% of the banana consumption here in Japan is coming from the Philippines. And very strong also is our pineapple, mangoes, and papaya exports. Dati-dati mataas ang buwis na sinisingil, no? But after the implementation of the JPEPA, binabaan ng gobyerno ng Japan ang taxes on agricultural products, and at the same time facilitating the entry of our agricultural products. This is one of the benefits of the JPEPA. Kaya we want to even increase this further by encouraging fruit exporters to look into the possibility of increasing our market share here in Japan.
Mr. Ambassador, in exchange for that lowering of tariffs, ano naman ang pinapadala ng bansang Hapon dito sa ating bansa?
Well, like spare parts, automotive products, and karamihan dito, bumaba na rin ang batas on especially motor vehicles. Kaya you will see many Japanese vehicles in the Philippines now are cheaper because of the lower taxes that are being levied on Japanese vehicles. Basically, yan ang pinakamalaking export ng Japan ngayon sa Philippines.
Itong JPEPA, Mr. Ambassador, also had a provision with regard to the entry of our caregivers, our nurses. Kamusta naman po itong aspeto nito dyan sa Japan?
Presently, there are more than 600 nurses and caregivers working in the entire Japan. And every year, we continue to send about 150 nurses and caregivers. However, they must be proficient in the Japanese language. Importante ito because they have to undergo a licensure test after a few years. So, dapat pag-aralan nila mabuti while they are still in the country ang Japanese language para mas madali ang pagtatrabaho nila dito.
Is it true, Mr. Ambassador, that with regard to the studying of the language Nihongo, the Japanese government became a little lax with regard to this requirement? Mas pinagbigyan ng konti, yung palugid na binibigyan ng sa ating mga nurses dahil dati masyadong raw mahigpit. Is it true na nagkaroon ng konting leniency?
Medyo linawagan nila ng konting at ngayon may mga English translation na rin for some of the questions. Dahil yun ang dati reklamo ng ating mga nurses and caregivers. So ngayon, they are easing it up a little bit more. But we are still working through our friends in the Japanese parliament to further relax the licensure exams para mas marami ang makapasa sa mga kababayan natin, thereby also increasing the quota for Filipinos working here as nurses and caregivers.
Mr. Ambassador, dahil nandito na tayo sa mga opportunities, no? Ano pa ang iba't ibang mga trabaho na pwedeng pasukan ng ating mga kababayan dyan sa Japan?
They are now encouraging more English-speaking teachers. And this is under the JET program. Wala ito sa GPEPA, but hopefully sana someday pwede rin nila masama ito. Ngayon, naging requirement na ngayon dito sa Japan for grades 5 and grade 6 in the elementary level for them to take up English. They need to have more English-speaking teachers, and there are quite a number of Filipinos already here in Japan nagtuturo ng English. That is one. And then there is always a need for more engineers working here or for the construction industry. Nangangailangan din sila ng mga skilled workers, welders. Ang mga shipbuilding companies dito, mga welders, naghahanap talaga sila ng mga Pilipino. These are only some of the professional skills needed. Dumadami na rin yung mga sa IT. Dapat they should have some Japanese language training para mas madali ang assimilation nila.
Sa entertainment industry po, Mr. Ambassador, bukas ba ba ang bansang Hapon sa pag-hire ng ating mga entertainers mula dito sa ating bansa?
The Japanese government still welcomes entertainers, but they limit it to a 6-month contract. After 6 months, the entertainer has to go back home and then reapply again. So medyo mahigpit na ng konti dito ang mga requirements nila. It's still open for Filipinos to apply for.
Mr. Ambassador, in terms of education, are there any existing educational or exchange agreements between our country and Japan?
Usually, Japan offers a number of scholarships yearly through the Department of Education. I've seen a lot of exchange students from our country na nandito, either working as graduate students or on an exchange basis for a more limited amount of time. They're always in the forefront of technology, and their educational system here is one of the best. They're very, very particular about the education of their students. All those wanting to study here, scholarships are being offered by some of the top universities here in Japan for Filipinos.
Mr. Ambassador, let's pause for a while and Frontliners will be right back.
Siguro it's because of the opportunity na inoffer ng Japan na talagang mas madali financially. Yun ang talagang karamihan sa rason kung bakit dito napunta si Japan. On my part, wala na halos talaga. Nagkataon lang talaga na since we'll be going back home this coming December at dala namin yung mga apo namin without the presence of the parents, kaya kailangan namin kumuha ng waiver for exclusion ground. Kaya yun lang po ang dahilan kung bakit kami narito ngayon. Pero normally, wala na po halos akong pinoprocess po dito sa embassy, maliban na lang sa extension ng passport.